Our regularly scheduled program will not be seen in order to bring you the following special.
Tonight's University of Evansville basketball game is being brought to you in part by Kenny Kent North Side, where the Corvette sits high in the sky. By your local 76 dealers who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. By Keister's, your hardware store, and more. By Pepsi, gotta have it. And by the one for you, WFIE TV.
Pete Gillen arrived on the scene in the Midwestern Collegiate Conference 9 years ago. Their teams have dominated this conference. And tonight, folks, in a great atmosphere of college basketball, they meet for what may be the final time here at the stadium. Hi, everybody. Mike Blake along with Dean Webster. Welcome. It should be a great one. Dean, Xavier stubbed its toe at Duke. Everybody loses at Duke. This was back in December. They haven't skipped a beat since they won 11 in a row. Talented ball club.
And their 11th game in a row was Wednesday night when they beat Cincinnati. Xavier is 22nd in the nation. With the win on Wednesday and a win tonight, they'll probably jump up in the polls even more. And with the win tonight, they could really solidify themselves going into the NCAA tournament because the MCC doesn't get an automatic bid anymore. They may need this game tonight.
Personnel-wise, listen, there may be some changes in the starting lineup.
For Xavier, the big guy's going to be out of there.
Hey, we'll tell you why as we have the introduction of the starting lineups right after this.
You can always spot a neighborhood with pride. Maybe it's a little cleaner, a little nicer place to be. All because somebody cared enough to make it that way. Like your neighborhood 76 station. Here, every gasoline is specially formulated to keep your engine clean and running smooth. We're rather proud of that. 76. Go with the spirit.
Doctors Meade Mackey and Robert Taylor talk about the area's doctor-owned optical superstore.
At iMart, you'll get a comprehensive eye exam, choose from thousands of frames, and have your glasses made in about 1 hour.
Our patients tell us they used to pay $200, $300 and more for eyeglasses at the other one-hour places.
At iMart, you don't have to wait for a sale. Our prices are low every day.
And there's no sacrifice in quality or service.
iMart. Glasses in about 1 hour for less.
Think about it.
Please. You know, the mailman's a big dude now, so I can do some damage to some fried chicken. That's why I'm into Hardee's fried chicken now. Did you know how big their pieces are? Look at this. Big, crispy, and juicy. Now, that's what I call a piece of chicken. KFC's little breast pieces. Can't touch this.
The big deal at Hardee's is the Hardy Pack. 8 big pieces of fried chicken and 4 famous biscuits, now just $5.99.
Are you ready for some real food?
Yeah, big time. Hardee's.
Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Kenny Kent North Side, where the Corvette sits high in the sky. Now for the introduction of the starting lineups, let's go to stadium announcer John McCauley.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roberts Stadium, home for your University of Evansville Aces for tonight's game between the Aces and Xavier University Musketeers. Here are the starting lineups. First for Xavier. At forward, a 6'6" senior from Hamilton, Ohio, number 34, Tyrese Walker. At forward, a 6'9" junior from Toledo, Ohio, number 54, Larry Sykes. At center, a 6'4" junior from Cleveland, Ohio, number 35, Pete Sears. At guard, a 5'11" senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 12, Steve Gentry. And at guard, a 6' junior from Canton, Ohio, number 25, Michael Hawkins. The head coach of the Musketeers is Pete Gillen. And now it is my privilege to introduce the starting lineup for your University of Evansville Aces. At forward, a 6'7" junior from Evansville, Indiana, number 31, Andy Elkins. a 6'5" junior from Norris City, Illinois, number 45, Reed Jackson. At center, a 6'9" freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 53, Jeff Layden. At guard, a 6' sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 4, Jermaine Ball. And at guard, a 6'2" senior from Mooresville, Indiana, number 23, Todd Polkenauer. Ace assistant coaches are Steve Bennett, Kirk Sarf, and Marty Simmons. The Ace head coach is Jim Cruz.
And of course, as usual, before a game, we like to get the thoughts of the head coach, Jim Cruz. Here's what he had to say about tonight's matchup against the mighty Musketeers.
Well, I think that we're going to really have to handle the ball. When you don't handle the ball against Xavier, they turn in 2 points on the break. They really try to create havoc from their defensive standpoint and our offensive standpoint. So we're going to have to handle the ball, and we're going to have to keep them off the boards.
In this series, the Musketeers lead it by 13-6. The Aces, however, are 5-3 here at home. Here are the guys that will be calling the shots. On your left, Ron Winter, Jerry Petro in the middle, and Ed Rotterdam on the right. All from the MCC. We're ready to go. Jeff Layden against the Skywalker, Tyrese Walker. He really gets off the floor, doesn't he?
We saw him a couple of years ago jump over Parrish Casebeer on a slam dunk.
And as Reed Jackson chases it into the student body, a tremendous effort. You're going to see two defenses, Dean, that really get after it.
And we've got a foul already. I was watching Jeff Layden. He came down, stood right in front of Sykes, and Sykes just ran him over. Larry Sykes pushed him twice, and the second time was caught by the official. So we have played 4 seconds, and already it has started here at the stadium. All right.
Sykes is 6'9", 254. He's one of the biggest of the Musketeers. As the Aces bring it down, they will have to take care of the basketball as Jackson almost loses his dribble, gets it to Elkins, goes out of bounds, and the first turnover, and that is something that Xavier has caused their opponents to do. They're averaging 21 turnovers a game, Xavier's opponents. That's not good for the opposing team.
That was 8.5 more than they were able to do last year.
Rebound, Elkins.
Very important for the Aces to rebound tonight.
Jermaine Ball. Rebound, Walker. Gentry brings it across. Xavier, quick, aggressive, and this year maybe a shade bigger than normal.
They've got the whole package. They've got speed. They've got size.
Tyrese Walker, an offensive foul. Pete Gillen doesn't like it. Pete Gillen, in his 9th year, the winningest coach in Xavier and MCC history with 192 wins.
If there is one thing that the Aces have to do tonight, they have to handle the ball against the pressure.
So Walker and Sykes have fouls. We still have no score. Xavier with a record of 12-1, ranked number 22 in the country. And they're for real. They beat Cincinnati, 19th ranked the other night at the Gardens. And a foul, this time it's on Todd Polkenauer.
The Aces twice down the floor now have looked for Jermaine Ball on the baseline. Mike, this is a young man that has worked very, very hard on his shot. Everybody knows that he's got speed and he can penetrate, and he is learning how to shoot. And I noticed a couple of weeks ago he was shooting just inside the three-point arc. This week he is shooting behind, so I think we're going to see Jermaine get his first three-pointer of the season tonight.
Michael Hawkins, the Hawk, and it's run down by Pete Sears. Sears puts it up, no good, traveling call. Why isn't Brian Grant in the starting lineup, an NBA pick? What do you think the thinking is?
Well, they kept him out of the game the other night. He's going to get in there. He's going to play a lot of minutes tonight.
Might want him to get a look at the defense and so forth.
You never know what a coach thinks. It might just be to get his attention.
We're not talking about an ordinary player, folks. We're talking about the player of the year in the conference last year, Elkins, on a great feed from Jermaine Ball. And it's 2-0. Xavier in the midst of a terrific stretch here. They won at Butler, no easy task. Then they beat Cincinnati, and now they are playing their arch rival, the Aces. Gentry, nice tip, tremendous tip by Pete Sears. And it's 2-2.
Rebounding a key for the Aces.
Jackson with a flare to Kokenauer. The Aces are the top three-point shooting team in America. Indiana is second. Kokenauer. Elkins slaps it away. Walker brings it across. Walker up, short, rebound, Jackson.
Walker got hammered, no call.
In fact, Brent Kell, who is not in the lineup but is dressed, we expect to see him as the #1 three-point shooter in the country. Pat Graham of IU is second. Layden inside, block. Layden back up and in.
Jeff Layden. I know Coach Bob Knight doesn't know what a game face is, but Jeff Layden has got one on tonight.
The freshman out of Indianapolis, Lawrence North, leads the team in blocked shots. He has 2 here. Walker, he's not going to miss too many from in there.
Great defense by the Aces. Walker didn't finish it off inside. And you talked about seeing Brent Kell. Here he comes, Mike, into the lineup.
4-2 Aces. Xavier with an out leads the conference in defense, and a foul on Jeff Layden. Tried to set maybe a moving screen around Therese Walker, and Layden picks up the Aces' second personal, and Brent Kell checks in for Jermaine Ball. Good to see him back in the lineup.
It's been a long time coming. Brent has really worked hard to get back. Going to rehab, trying to get that back in shape, and really he struggled when he got back from Hawaii. He had that great Hawaii trip, averaging 23 points a game, and then he only scored 13 total in the next 2 games.
Seitz went inside, blocked. Good defense again by the Aces.
I'm glad to see the officials let him play a little bit tonight. It's a big-time atmosphere here at the stadium.
And a foul on Gentry. Steve Gentry out of Cincinnati Withrow. That's his first. That's a school that produced a lot of great talent. Tyrone Hill, Ricky Callaway, and a coach by the name of Louis Orr. The Aces hope he doesn't suit up.
He's over there on the bench.
The former Syracuse All-American. Elkins in the paint, and Larry Seitz goes up above the rim and brings it down. Still 4-2 Aces. Kell working on Hawkins. Sears, baseline, ties it up. Pete Sears out of Cleveland at St. Joe High School. Kell gets hammered as he takes it to the hole.
Well, if he's got any ill effects from that back, he sure didn't show it on that trip up the floor. And Brent Kell only knows how to play one way, Mike, and that is 100%.
Foul. Here it is again as
Kell going up and getting hammered.
Michael Hawkins with his first, team third, make it a team fourth as Kell, the leading free throw shooter on the team, goes to the line.
You know, it's not going to be surprising if Brent Kell misses a few shots tonight, Mike. You sit out that much. He went down January 5th and really didn't get back in practice until Wednesday. So that'd be about 2 weeks off without shooting many basketballs.
For those who perhaps don't know, he's been out with back spasms if you look at the UE coaching staff. But the back responding so far tonight. Sears up, in and out, kept alive, and Jackson gets it.
Elkins should take Sykes right here, one-on-one.
Sykes is a big boy. Kokenauer, and a push-off, and a foul. They're going to call it on Sykes. And we're going to take a timeout. Don't have to worry about the intensity. It's sky high. 6-4 Aces at the first break.
Cheese. She's back.
Don't you buy no ugly truck.
And you won't when you make your purchase from the Tri-State leader, Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where best value is guaranteed. Like a 94 Astro by U.S. conversion for $18,995, or an S10 extended cab loaded for $12,995. The Tri-State low price leader for 47 years. Visit us today, and whatever you do,
don't you buy no ugly truck.
Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where the Corvette sits high in the sky and best value is guaranteed.
A new discovery. A new technology, a new one-pass corn herbicide. Guardsman eliminates grasses. Guardsman eliminates broadleaf weeds. New Guardsman, more active, more effective, more consistent than Bullet or Bicep or Extrazine. See the difference a whole new molecule can make. Try Guardsman, the new leader in premix performance.
Persistence pays off here for young Jeff Layton. Gets it blocked, but puts it right back up. Neither team shooting the lights out, are they?
No, they're certainly not. Evansville only 2 of 7. Xavier worse than that, 2 of 9. And the nation's leading three-point shooting team 0 for 2 from the field, that being the Aces.
They're shooting about, what, 45, 46%?
Yeah, they're really getting it up there. And the best in the nation. And the Aces actually leading rebounds right now, 6 to 5. That is one thing they're going to have to do. The Xavier did get 1 bucket on a rebound basket, and I know Steve Bennett, before the game, one of the assistant coaches for the Aces, he said, if they're shooting jump shots, and that's the way they're scoring, then that's fine, he said, but if they're getting breakaway dunks and lay-ins and rebound baskets, then we are in trouble.
Mr. Sykes is out of the lineup, but Grant is not in. Eric Edwards, another tall drink of water. He's number 50 under the basket. And Scott Sparks checks in for the Aces.
And both those guys can bring the other opposing center away from the basket. Both very good shooters out on the floor.
Again, Brian Grant, the All-American candidate, played 34 minutes against Cincinnati, but he did not start Wednesday night. He did not start again tonight.
Kokenauer showing his football ability there. He looked like a fullback coming out of the backfield grabbing that one.
Try to go down, stolen by Pete Sears. I like the looks of Sears.
Sears is really a good addition. He gives them good depth and just now getting into the starting lineup for Pete Gillen. Kokenauer always getting a bigger guy, maybe a little quicker. He's got Tyrese Walker tonight.
That was Gentry that hit the deck. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Walker in trouble. Hawkins from way out. And a rebound by Elkins. Great defense. Kell takes it down, up, and a foul.
Brent Kell, I think, may have hurt his back a little bit that time. He went down and kind of grimaced. But as we said, Brent knows how to play just one way. You know, I thought maybe he could have given the ball up here, but you don't want to give it to a big 7-footer on the run, so you figure you get it up there, and maybe Sparks, if you miss it, can get the rebound. And Brent was able to draw the contact, and he goes back to the free throw line.
Xavier spreading the fouls around. That was on Sears, his first. Kell goes back to the line as Jim Cruz says, hey. Jim Cruz in his 9th season. Boy, he and talk about having a lock on Coach of the Year's honor. These two guys have won it 7 of the last 9 years.
Not too bad. Xavier already with 16 fouls, and Kell, you keep fouling him. That's not the right guy to foul for if you're Xavier. He's 83%, the best of all the Aces, and he's now 4 of 4 from the line.
4 points for Kell, a 4-point lead for the Aces, 8-4. Gentry trying to get it to Edwards, and he throws it away.
Edwards and Gentry not communicating there.
And Pete Gillen says, hey, I've seen enough. And this large partisan crowd is on their feet, and for good reason. The Aces up by 4.
She's back.
Don't you buy no ugly car.
And you won't when you make your purchase from the Tri-State leader, Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where best value is guaranteed. Like a 94 Beretta loaded for $12,444, or a 94 626 LX loaded for $199 per month. The Tri-State low price leader for 47 years. Visit us today, and whatever you do,
don't you buy no ugly car.
Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where the Corvette sits high in the sky and best value is guaranteed.
Super Bowl 94 is just around the corner here on WFIE TV. Watch it in style. Win our big Super Bowl party. Just enter at King's Great Buys Plus or Chelsea's, or you can enter by mail. Thursday, January 27th, right after Newswatch at 5, I'll draw for a winner who gets a large screen TV for the day, plus a $300 party feast. So enter now. You just might make this a Super Bowl to remember. It's just another way to win from the one for you, WFIE TV, Channel 14.
One final already today. A little bit of a, not a surprise at Detroit, but Butler goes down to defeat their second loss in the conference. Detroit Mercy, 74. Butler, 61.
That drops Butler to 1-2. And you said Detroit goes to 2-1. Xavier, of course, the only undefeated team right now, 1-0 in the conference. So if the Aces can beat Xavier, that'll really create a logjam in at 2-1. Xavier, Evansville, Detroit would all be 2-1. If Loyola can win at home tonight, they would be 2-1.
We made the comment earlier on the 6 o'clock sports that, you know, Xavier's already won at Butler. No easy task. Boy, if they win here, that's a pretty good week's work. Here comes the press.
Yeah, we kind of figured this. We talked about it when we were off up at the commercial. I think Xavier's going to come right after the Aces now. They're going to go with some press, and they may go back into a little bit of a zone. They're going to still go man, but they did come out with that press.
Dell open, but blocked. Tyrese Walker, saved by Pete Sears. This is Massey handling the ball. Edwards in trouble. Walker or Sears goes up and knocked away. In a highly charged atmosphere like this, where both teams are sky high, you're going to have missed a few shots, a few more turnovers than normal.
All three of these officials, I believe, work Big Ten games as well. I know 2 of them do.
Kell tries to clear it out to Jackson. Kell now again. Bingo. So after getting his first shot blocked, Kell puts in his first 3, and the Aces have a 7-point lead.
I asked Jim Cruz, I said, boy, you just had Kell where you wanted him coming back from that Hawaii trip, and he said, oh my gosh, he said, what a shooter, and he really had it going.
And a hold on Jermaine Ball. That is his first personal.
Fred Kelmike has really come in and given the Aces quite a lift. 7 straight now by the sophomore that transferred from Niagara.
This is a freshman, Kenny Harvey, out of Chicago.
You chatted with him before the game briefly, didn't you?
Walker goes up, gets it blocked. Edwards gets it, tries to go under and throws it away. Jackson with the steal. Elkins in the paint, up and in. Great fake and a great shot. Elkins with 4. The Aces by 9.
Xavier not scored for 4 minutes, nearly 4 minutes now. The Aces playing some great defense.
Kenny Harvey takes it up, blocked. Edwards up, blocked. Harvey saves it and he's out of bounds.
When will we see the general? And we're not talking about Bob Knight. We're talking about Brian Grant.
And Pete Gillen wants another timeout. A lot of time left. 12-14 as the Aces open it up 13-4.
Doctors Meade Mackey and Robert Taylor talk about the area's doctor-owned optical superstore.
At iMart, our goal is to give you the best value in eye care.
Only iMart gives you both lower prices and 1-hour service.
That's right. iMart is a full-service eye care superstore offering 1-hour service, thousands of frames, and eye exams every day.
Only iMart gives you all this, plus the sensible approach of store-wide discount pricing every day.
iMart. Glasses in about 1 hour for less.
It's a fact. More people prefer Rogers Jewelers. Why?
Because Rogers has the best selection, service, and prices in the tri-state.
Only $99 buys this impressive quarter-carat total-weight diamond cluster ring. Sparkling diamonds set on a wide gold band. At only $99, it's an incredible value. This quarter-carat diamond cluster ring is the perfect gift at the perfect price. Just $99.
Shop Rogers Jewelers for your special someone.
You'll see why more people prefer Rogers to be their jeweler.
Tri-captain Andy Elkins. The Aces got it going.
Elkins inside. The Aces on a roll right now. It was tied at 4-4. And Xavier at the 16:05 mark was the last time they scored. There are 12 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. And the Aces fans having some fun right now.
You bet. We saw a few blue-clad Xavier people. Got them high up there. We're trying to find out why Brian Grant, the All-American center, is not played at all so far. And apparently it's some type of injury with the leg or the ankle, the knee, we don't know.
He was not moving real well last night in practice. He had sweatpants on, so I couldn't see if there was any kind of wrap or anything. He wasn't moving around while I was here very well. He was kind of slow and trying to getting loose very slowly.
You got to think Pete Gillen would use him in a game like this, if at all possible. Coming down to the 12-minute mark. So far, it's been Aces. Jackson right up the gut, and a slam by Scott Sparks. How about that?
Scott Sparks with 14 points on Wednesday night against Detroit. That was a career high for him, and he is really playing with some confidence right now.
We're going to talk to his dad at halftime. Papa Bear had to be happy with that. Massey, or rather Harvey, for three. And finally, the drought is over. Kenny Harvey out of Chicago St. Rita puts the Musketeers on the board. Ball. Jackson for three. Eight-point Xavier deficit. Aces trying to improve a 10-6 record, coming off of their first conference loss at Detroit. They're 1-1. Dean, as we mentioned, the Muskies are 1-0. Walker, great position, block, and a foul. Jim Cruz can't believe that it came from out at almost midcourt.
Wow, the two underneath officials that had the good look at it both said clean. And the official from the other side of the floor made the call.
And Tyrese Walker will go to the line. Sparks with a foul. That's the Aces' fourth. Walker comes to the line, shooting 62%. We saw him make an awesome dunk a couple years ago.
Jumped right over Perry Shakespeare. I mean, right over him. He had a 6'3" vertical jump on that one.
As Reed Jackson's going to take a well-deserved break. Kokenauer is back in.
Aces going with three guards.
Walker's first point. He's averaging 16. He's been in double figures 12 of the 13 games. The press continues. It's a 15-8 Evansville lead. They got the ball. Sparks gets rid of it. Nice feed to Elkins, but he blows the layup. He probably couldn't make up his mind whether to stuff it or lay it up, and he probably should have just jammed it.
I think he may have lost control a little bit. You get in that situation, you want to jam it.
Jermaine Ball, and he misses it. And a foul on Brent Kell. Boy.
The Ace is doing everything right, getting the ball inside. You missed two easy layups.
Watch it again.
Jermaine trying to go right over the front of the rim. And there comes Kell over the back committing the foul. Tough play. I think they may have ended up giving it to Ball.
Edwards. Hawkins will put it up.